Update 2. Use dating apps to eat at five-star restaurants without ever paying a dime until the quiet guy from work matched with me. I thought he was just another lonely wallet. Until he said, "Actually, I think you suggested this place, didn't you?" That's when I realized I'd just been played at my own game. By the time our server brought the check, I was ready to get out of there and write this date off as a boring but expensive win. The total had to be close to $200 with everything I'd ordered, which would make this one of my biggest scores ever. I excused myself to the bathroom to give Daniel time to handle the bill like a gentleman. And when I came back, I was planning to suddenly remember that early morning I had or that headache that was starting to come on, my usual exit strategy that had worked dozens of times before. But when I sat back down, Daniel was just sitting there with the check folder in front of him, making no move to reach for his wallet or credit card. He had this weird expression on his face, like he was waiting for something. And that's when he said the words that made my stomach drop straight through the floor. "I think we should split this bill." The words hit me like I'd been slapped. For a second, I just sat there staring at him like he'd started speaking a foreign language. Split the check? That wasn't how this worked. That wasn't how any of this had ever worked. I had just spent 2 hours listening to him talk about his dead wife and his boring job. I'd smiled and laughed at his mediocre jokes. I'd played the part of interested date perfectly. And now he wanted me to pay for my own meal? The bill was sitting right there between us. I could see the total through the semi-transparent folder. And suddenly, I felt sick in a completely different way than I'd been planning to feel. "Split it?" I repeated, trying to keep my voice steady even though inside I was starting to panic. I thought since you asked me out. But Daniel wasn't budging. He had this annoyingly calm expression on his face, like he'd been expecting this exact moment. And that's when I knew something was seriously wrong. No guy had ever asked me to split a check. Ever. Even the cheap ones who ordered water and side salad still paid for everything because that's what men do when they want to get it in your pants. This was breaking every rule of dating that I'd learned to exploit. "I think it's only fair," Daniel said, and I wanted to throw my water glass at his stupid, reasonable face. Fair? There was nothing fair about this. I'd gotten dressed up. I'd driven all the way downtown. I'd wasted my entire evening pretending to be interested in his tragic backstory. And now he expected me to pay $96 for the privilege because that's what my portion came to, $96.37 of money I absolutely did not have. I tried to salvage the situation, laughing like he was joking and reaching across the table to touch his hand. "Come on, you're being silly. You invited me out, remember?" But Daniel just smiled this horrible, knowing smile and said, "Actually, I think you suggested this place, didn't you?" And that's when I realized he knew. Somehow, this boring widower had figured out my entire system. And now he was playing games with me. My face started getting hot, and my hands were shaking, not from embarrassment, but from pure rage. Who did this guy think he was? I could have stayed home and ordered takeout instead of sitting through this nightmare date. And now he was trying to make me pay for food I wouldn't have even ordered if I'd known I was buying it myself. "Look," I said, trying to keep my voice sweet even though I wanted to scream at him, "I didn't bring enough cash for this. I was expecting." But he cut me off before I could finish my excuse.